First up, a super thanks. There's a lot of them on today's show from Derek Jones. He says, "You can't, but Jerry can." This was in reference to, and I'll make note again, we're from this on our Monday show, the potential application of Osa Odigizua and the franchise tag. From Braden, "I know you can get up to $18 million by paying Micah. If we paid Osa, we get any money with the salary cap. So no, the reason why you can get money for someone like Osa, or for Micah, is he is under contract this year on the 5th-year option. You can take that, $24-ish million and bring down the base, or 22, whatever it is, bring down the base salary to the vet minimum with an extension and make the rest of it into a signing bonus and spread that signing bonus out over up to 5 years, and that's how you get to around $18 million. Osa has no more contract time, so you cannot do that because it's all new money in the end. It's the benefits of paying somebody early is you got some more flexibility there. Now, with that said, if you pay Micah and you pay Osa, with the way those deals would almost certainly be structured, you're probably not going to have any real change to your salary cap. So once you restructure Dak and Lamb, you still got over $55, $60 million of cap to spend. CJ DeYoung III. "You should be the first one on the bus, Tom." This reference to me saying I'm not welcome on the Cowboys bus. "Legacy Media is done. It's in its last gasps. Just like everything else from the Cowboys, ownership, GM are so behind the times. Thank you." I will say, I think Cowboys Beat is probably one of the better ones out there. I think there's a lot of good reporters who cover the Cowboys. There's enough always interest in Dallas that ends up being some of the better reporters end up being out there. But they'll never put in the bus. I'm just a YouTuber, and they probably don't want me with all the shit I've said that Jerry and Steven that I stand by because I'm right. But there's the relationship's not there. It's not a big deal to me. I like what I do on my job. And I appreciate all your super thanks as well. Anytime they come in, I'll respond and give you a shout out on the show too. It's a feature on YouTube. It's like a super chat, but it's on demand instead. Austin Carey says, "Rank my mock draft. Round 1, Luther Burden from Missouri. Walter Nolan, DT from Ole Miss in round 2. Round 3, Cam Scadaboo, the running back from Arizona State. Mitzi reached hard there. Oklahoma linebacker Danny Stutzman, Jacksonville State, I think, offensive guard Clay Webb, Indiana DT CJ West, Western Kentucky, I think it's Western Kentucky, nickelback Upton Stout, tight end Mitchell Evans, that is out of Notre Dame, Dante Schrader Jr., who is the Maryland safety, I think, and then Tyler Shuck, the Louisville quarterback. I think there's a real chance, especially for Nolan and Stutzman and Webb and West and maybe even Stout and especially Shuck. You got great value there. But we are at the mercy of the Sims, where sometimes the Sims are lower on players and higher on others. So I'm not. I think it's a very good haul. I don't love Nolan at 12, but I'm fine with that at 44. I will make that pick every time. You're right, a little early on Scadaboo for me personally because I want explosive plays, but he can be a lead back for you. Now, if you want a fan-led Cowboys mock draft, probably after free agency, show it by typing me in the comment section of today's show. In fact, if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down to the pinned comment and do it right now. Mighty Ants, is Stefon Diggs or Amari Cooper considered a splash move? For this team, yes, it is. Even though those guys are kind of older, I do have some question marks, but does either side want to reunite with Amari Cooper? I don't know if that's really what the people involved want to do. And then as for Stefon Diggs, I think that one could make some more sense, again, if the Cowboys are willing and the Diggs is willing to make that happen. Also for Mighty Ant, Tom, if Mason Graham falls to 12 and McMillan or Burden are there, who would you take? For me, it's a no-brainer. It's Mason Graham. Regardless of what happens, as we sit here filming this on a Monday, March 3rd, with Osa Odigizua, give me Mason Graham. I don't think he shouldn't fall that far. Jacksonville is in such dire need of a real good 3 technique. That makes so much sense to me. But if he's there at 12 somehow, yeah, let's ride. Unless there's some unknown off the field thing that happens, which we can change our mind then. I just think this one ends up being a complete no-brainer that the Cowboys go, yes, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll take Mason Graham and get a top 5 player for me in the class. If I get him at 12, I think that's awesome. Today's show is made possible by the Tushy Bidet. March Madness is a sacred time of the year. Yell at the TV while maybe recovering from elective surgery. If you, like thousands of men, are overlapping a vasectomy recovery with nonstop basketball, get a bidet. You're going to need the gentle touch in the bathroom. It is the modern bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. And Aura is the luxury bidet seat that turns toilet time into La Dolce Vita. Aura is Tushy's brand new electric bidet with an auto open lid and seat, instant warm water that never runs cold, and UV sterilization for next level hygiene. Aura by Tushy easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. Instead of wiping endlessly with toilet paper, Tushy pristinely removes 99% of bacteria while protecting your natural skin barrier thanks to one natural ingredient. It's fresh water. Tushy Bidet gives you 2-in-1 benefits, reducing irritation and preventing micro tears with soothing water instead of scratched toilet paper or damaging wet wipes. Reclaim your comfort zone in the bathroom. For a limited time, you guys can get 10% off your order. Your first order, I should say, when you use code CHAT over at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com/chat with Como code CHAT. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. I told you guys we had a lot of super things today. Guy Trimble. I'm a big Boise State fan, but if I put my fandom aside, I think it'd be more beneficial to our team to get a number 2 receiver in round 1, and then I can draft Trey Henderson in round 2 if he's there. I think a lot of teams might have a similar mindset, and you could see some backs get pushed down a little bit. That means there would also probably be a bit of a run at some point on day 2 and early day 3, and you can't be left holding the bag. In a way, it's not that dissimilar from your fantasy drafts. You don't want to be on the run, the wrong side of it, of all the good backs or receivers that you wanted all going off the board. So you need to make sure you secure one this year. And unlike last year, be prepared to trade up to go get that guy. Maybe not round 1, but day 2, day 3. Mighty Anto 215. I've been seeing, he means Armand Membu, not making it past number 11. I am a big Armand Membu fan. You can go back to our the one mock draft where I traded down and got him. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that 10 to 13 range, the Bears, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, all makes so much sense for Membu. And I think he's a plug-and-play right tackle. I am a big fan of his game. He's a fantastic athlete. I don't know if I want to go offensive line again in round 1 because I've invested so much into it. I want to make sure I get some receiver help too. But BPA, Membu would be in that conversation for me. And I do want to go BPA, especially in round 1. So with that in mind, who do you want to draft in the first round of the upcoming NFL draft? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. We're not doing the super thanks, baby. So this was almost an all super thanks mailbag. Luka Doncic trade NFL style. Cowboys get 31-year-old Mike Evans and a 2029 first-round pick. The Bucks receive 25-year-old CeeDee Lamb. Who says no? This is the Luka Doncic style trade, and thank you, I hate it. From Mikey. This came in just before our live show, by the way. What are your thoughts on the Sean Sharif speculation that McClay will be taking over GM duties when Jerry retires? I think it would be an absolute win. And we can go hire a real cap guy, and Steven kind of step aside a little bit. With that said, I know Steven already has a tremendous amount of control and power in the organization. So is that GM and title only and not an actual, workload? Can he be? I would prefer a shadow GM that actually runs stuff as opposed to constant influence and interventions by the Jones boys. Like, I know Steven and Jerry Jr. were huge factors in Schottenheimer getting hired. So is that going to change just because Jerry's gone when that was kind of already the case? I hope, but I have my doubts. Plus, who knows how long that Johnny Walker will sustain Jerry. So what is your confidence level specifically for this offseason? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Scale at 1 to 10. Richard Wilson, $5. Rich Eisen heard a rumor that the boys will overhaul and let people walk, bringing in different players. Thoughts? See it to believe it. I mean, they let a lot of people walk last offseason, didn't they? They will lose players, and they'll have other guys they want to promote to the current roles. Like, I think that when, like, Rich hears plenty of stuff, and he's, decently accurate from what he hears. I think people hear that and they go, oh, they're going to sign a bunch of players. I read it as they're just going to let people walk again and not add but he knew. I think there will be some defensive changes, but the overhaul of letting people leave and getting in good players, I got to see that happen first. Mikey, be honest, man. Are you scared of Debo? I'm not. I mean, Debo was built like me last year, so no, not really. Look, Debo is going to get about 70 bubble screens with Washington. They're going to spam bubble screens to him. He'll make some plays. This is not prime Debo anymore. I'm not saying he's completely washed or anything, but he's not prime Debo anymore. If you guys enjoy our Cowboys mailbags, hit that sub button. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Dwayne, if the Cowboys don't address all the needs in free agency, what positions do you think the Cowboys might double dip in the draft? 2 stand out. Running back, especially if you end up losing Rico Dowdle. Defensive tackle. Even with Osa back, I think you could draft 2 guys still, early and mid guy. And then maybe corner or linebacker, extra depth stuff. That could be an option. Ecuador man AOG. Why are some people okay with Hoffman at center? Look, I kind of want to keep Cooper Beebe at center. I think he can still play guard, but even what Schottenheimer had to say at his press conference, made it sound like they were going to keep Beebe at center. Hoffman at whether it's center or guard, that's the level of player you should have of if we had to start him like they did last year, we can find a way to survive. But if we fill all our needs and we're there at 12 or 44 and whatever, and the best guy is a guard or a center, we still take them. That's how I approach it. I would rather keep BB at center right now and then let him play guard. Nate Snyder, the money man, says might be unrealistic. What are the odds you can tag and trade Osa to the Commies for Allen? Got the Quinn connection. I think in the end, if you were to do that, you're actually missing out on value. You can do a tag and trade, but opposing NFL teams are not going to be nearly as interested as giving up a premium draft pick. Let's say it's the 3rd round comp pick you'd get back for him if you lose him in free agency, to also pay somebody $20 million. That's a big reason why Debo went for a 5. The contract stinks. It's a lot of money there. That's why Mingo it never should have been a 4th. It should have been a 5th or a 6th because Mingo had cheap control years. That's why Kenny Pickett went for a 4th-ish round pick, even though he's not very good. Contracts matter in trade conversations. Same with Allen. Allen's trade value is maybe a 6th. So you can swap those guys, but you could also very well just see both teams, which the Cowboys going, well, we could just let Allen get cut, sign him for probably less money than Osa's going to cost, let Osa go to the Commanders in free agency, and get a 3rd round comp pick. You won't be able to get those things if you trade Osa in the end.